Welcome back to 9 News Morning. September marks 25 years since the 9/11 attacks on the U.S. And with that in mind, there is a powerful piece from the World Trade Towers in New York that's making its way across the country. They call it the Tunnel to Tower Foundation's Steel Across America tour. It's bringing a beam that was recovered from Ground Zero to more than 30 cities, including here in Denver. Sitting next to me is Stephen Siller Jr. Thanks for being here this morning, Stephen, very much.
Thank you for having me.
So Stephen represents this organization. More importantly, his father, Stephen Siller Sr., was a New York firefighter who died trying to save lives on 9/11. And if I read this correctly, he wasn't even on duty that day. Am I correct in saying that?
You have it correct. He was actually off duty and on the way to play golf with my uncles, but he loved being a fireman. He always carried a scanner on him, so he heard the call come in.
So that brings us to that tunnel to towers name. He ran through the tunnel to get to the towers. I'll let you explain the story.
So on the morning, like I just said, he was off duty, so he went to his firehouse to respond. When he got there, he realized his unit had already responded, grabbed his gear, loaded up his truck, and started to make his way to the World Trade Center. But in Manhattan, they shut it down. You could not get in without an emergency vehicle, so he parked his car outside the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, called my mother, and ran about 2 miles to the South Tower of the World Trade Center, where he ultimately lost his life. And the significance of that is that beam we're traveling this country with is from the South Tower of the World Trade Center. It's 21 feet, 16,900 pounds.
It's not small by any means.
Overwhelming.
Right. It's incredible that you're able to make this journey through all these different cities, including Denver. So tomorrow, if you want to check it out, they are making a tour stop at the Wings Over the Rockies Air and Space Museum. Special ceremony starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Can you tell us what we can expect at that ceremony?
So there are going to be speakers who were personally there on September 11th, speakers who were affected by the day, and we'll talk about the story and the mission of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. It's truly incredible. Do it while you have the chance. This beam is not going to be around forever. We want everyone to see it, pray over it, and really experience it.
Stephen, I was 27 on 9/11/2001. I remember that day. I'll never forget it, like so many others. You were only 9 months old. So I am curious, when you start to learn about the history of that day, what your father did that day for so many others, can you talk about when you really start to recognize what happened on that day?
So I was 9 months old on the time of September 11th, but my family had the foresight to sit down at a dinner table and say, we want to make sure Stephen and his siblings, I'm the youngest of 5, never forget what their father did, and they started the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. So my entire life, I've grown up knowing the hero my father is and seeing that sacrifice pay off in a major way for families like mine, fallen first responder families, Gold Star families. It's the most meaningful thing in the world.
Stephen, I would like to give you the rest of this morning to talk more about this. We only have a few more seconds. This tour is all leading up to September 11th of this year. So what do you have planned for that day?
So we are going to be bringing the steel through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to the World Trade Center, following the footsteps my father took that day and putting a real stamp on the end of this journey.
Stephen, thank you again for being here. Welcome to Denver, and we really look forward to this event happening tomorrow afternoon.